Short night, for you, but just talk about your first drive.
It was fun. Good to get back out there and get going and as I say, knock the rust off and game wise. And so it was fun. You know, anytime you're out there and you want to do well and get down and get points. And so it was a good job by the guys. Thought Flip was great. Called a good opening drive, and we were able to get down there and get a touchdown, so it was cool.
Josh, did it feel like a continuation of kind of your off season and the training camp and even the scrimmage, just you playing well, taking it into the new thing?
I mean, you absolutely want to take what you're doing in the practice field into the games. That's for sure. And that's I think the essence of the preseason is to see if you can transition from the practice field to the game field in that fashion. And so. It did. It felt good. I think the big key is just the preparation, the way that we've gone about our work in the off season, and the way the coaches have handled us from the day we got there through training camp. We've been very prepared, and so I think it affords us the opportunity to go out and play productive football, especially myself. So feel really good about that part of it. You know, you put all that work in, and you want to see it go from the practice field to the game field. So for us, first unit to go down there the way we did, it was good.
Josh, Mike talked about how engaged you were even when you came out of the game. Is that always you?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, they paint the field and light the stadium up for nothing. I mean, you just go get our money's worth and go enjoy it. I've been out of this game, and so anytime you can be in a stadium and be on a sideline full of guys, you don't know. I mean, we had 2 guys part off the field tonight. You don't know when your last snap is and when it's your last moment on that sideline. So it's just wanting to make the most of it, and then to help the other guys. These are young guys wanting to make their way in their career and put out good plays and do just what we talked about, transition from the practice field to the game. And so it's just whatever I can do to help those guys. So it was fun. It's fun to be out there, and so it's just an honor and a privilege to be a part of this team. I'm very thankful to be here.
Josh, can you walk us through the touchdown to Travis?
Yeah, we had a play going there to the left, and there's a little bit of leakage there in the front, and so stepped back, and actually Hartline fell down on his route, and so at that point got out of the pocket and was just about getting ready to throw it away, and Travis was standing in the back of the end zone, and it was one of those things. There was somebody in front of me, and I was looking like, is he back there by himself? That's weird. So threw him the ball and was able to get the touchdown. So it was good. It was good for us to cap off that drive that way.
Josh, are you just seeing the field really well in this scheme because you've played in it before and you know it so well?
I do think that helps, absolutely. I think a number of things factor into that, from, like I said, the preparation, just the years in the game and having been able to stick around this long, and then certainly the scheme and the way Flip and Kevin go about preparing us every week. We have a plan with the football. We have a plan with our protection and what we're going to do, and there's an expectation to execute that at a high level, and we try to carry that out every day on the practice field, and it showed up tonight as well.
Johnny said he's picked up a lot from you, and you're communicating with him. What is that from your point of view, and what do you think he's grasping that maybe has surprised you about him?
I think he's just really understanding what playing position is all about. He has a dynamic skill set as far as his playmaking ability, but I think he's getting that to be successful at this position in this league, you've got to be able to win from the pocket, make plays from the pocket, and then let the other stuff happen. And I think he's grabbed a hold of that. He always asks the right questions, whether it's Flip or Kevin O'Connell or myself. He's thirsty to want to get better in that manner. And I've been around other young quarterbacks who they kind of had their idea about how they were going to do it, and they didn't really listen to you, or they just went about, they kind of nodded and moved on and did their own thing. But it's a hats off to him. He's asking the questions because he wants to play the position the right way, and it's a credit to him and the coaches that are around him. So it's been fun to work with him, and day at a time, but it's been good so far.
Hey Josh, are you confident that once these running backs get back and get in the flow of things, the running game will pick up?
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, it's a for us too. The running game here was, you know, we feel like a lot more solid, obviously, and we introduced really a new passing game, and so there's been obviously an emphasis on throwing the ball this offseason to get acclimated to that passing game. But I have no doubt that that you know, you get the other guys back, and then even Crow and West. I mean, you know, it'll get rolling, and you know, a lot of times with the nature of our drive, especially that first group, you didn't really have a chance to kind of get settled in with the run game because it was 10 plays. We had a couple runs in there. We had a huge chunk on the penalty. But the running game sometimes, you know, it's about attrition. It's about getting carries and getting carries and getting carries. And so, especially with the way we do things. And so, I think that's more of a reflection of just a short night of work.
Josh, Kevin McCown was talking the other day about how he encourages all of you guys to kind of use your legs to find the completion. Are you embracing that, or have you always been like that, or are you doing that knowing that they really want you guys to do it?
Yeah. I think it's an essential part of playing this position, and Kevin does a great job of hammering that home every day. Because a lot of times, and especially in practice when they can't hit you, it's you play so much from the pocket that sometimes you can lose that ability, you know, the thought process of scrambling and finding guys and all that. So, and especially with a young guy like Johnny who, you know, we're really emphasizing, hey man, you know, make plays from the pocket and do all that. So, but Kevin has done a great job of not letting us lose sight of that and reminding us about how important our feet are, both he and Flip. We say it all the time. And so it was cool to see Johnny get out there and run a touchdown in and make a play with his feet. So definitely something that, you know, it's both a part of our games and so something that we don't want to lose for sure.
When you got back to the sideline, did Benjamin say anything like, what took you so long or anything?
Yeah, no, he was just hanging out back there and kind of, you know, waving his hands and you know, he looked lonely, so I threw him a football. But yeah, we laughed about it. It was just, yeah, like I said, it was weird to see him back there by himself, but it was good that he stayed alive. We were just 3 days ago, the other day, talking on the practice field. Flip was really hammering us about red zone scramble drills and scramble rules and being ready when the quarterback gets out of the pocket, understand where you're supposed to be. And so it's neat when you hear something, coach say something or hammer a point home that's not really hammered home very much, and it comes to fruition